Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and as many of you know, I have been covering New York State bail reform and all of its insanity. If you watched my last video, I also discussed some of the other things going on in New York State right now, such as the fact that they actually want to push a law that if you've been in prison for, for any amount of time, for any crime, I believe it's for 15 years or more, and you're 55 or older, you may be released. Doesn't matter what you did. Doesn't matter what you did. So in this video, we're not only going to go over some of the latest insane cases of people just being able to walk away with a ticket and appear in court, to the fact that Cuomo is now trying to fast-track a bill, and did, by the way, signed into law, not trying to fast-tracked and signed a bill into law, where illegal immigrants will now get New York State driver's licenses. But we'll get to that, because that's a battle with Trump now, and whether or not you're going to be part of the Trusted Traveler program in New York, lawsuits, all that mess. But let's just look at some of the base stuff. Some of the stuff that should be pretty obvious that's bad news. Flick off. Wow, not only did I get a notification, but I also got an ad for this stream. Whoa! An ad? Flick off. Well, la-dee-da, YouTube. I hope that this first story doesn't get rid of those ads. But I can't not report this stuff, because although New York City is now at its highest crime level in 5 years, which we're going to go over, although they've declared a state of emergency, I want to show you something. I want to make it real clear here. Let's move the camera a little bit this way. Okay. Okay, so let's I can't really show it to you on the thing, but if you look, where is it? Right where my hand is. Okay, there's my finger. This right here, that's New York City. The 5 boroughs are right here, and then Long Island is Suffolk. And then you start getting Westchester. The rest of the state is suffering from this extremely badly. Extremely badly. And that's where, Canasota, you got a child predator. Somebody caught with multiple images and videos of CP on his laptop. He gets a ticket. He's a little ticket. Man freed thanks to bail reform, then busted in rape. These are all within the last week, by the way. None of these are ones that, I'm recovering, because there's so many of them. There's so many I cannot cover. So we'll let this guy out, and he's a rapist after the fact. Okay? Okay? Unbelievable. Just weeks before he was arrested for allegedly trying to rape a woman in a Brooklyn subway bathroom. These are the people that we are catching and releasing with tickets. Okay? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We showed this brutal mugging of a little old woman on my Mixed Martial Mindset program, but I've never formally covered it. This man right here, look at this giant compared to this old woman in a walker. Just shh, be quiet. Let me slap you in the face a couple times. I'm going to take you to the ground, and then I'm going to take your purse and run off. He gets let go. These are the kind of people we're letting go. Okay? We have a spike in shootings. I believe it's up 29 to 30% in New York City. And remember, think about that, because New York City, again, is so small in relation to the rest of the state. All right? New NYPD data. New York City serious crime in January is the worst in 5 years. And Cuomo, with his executive orders and bill signings, has now granted driver's licenses to illegal immigrants. Okay? Let me explain something to most people. Okay? I'm not saying that there aren't illegal immigrants in this giant part of the state where my arm up and down is going. But let's, again, go right here where the vast majority are. Let's rock back and forth. That's it. Suffolk, sure, and Long Island, Westchester, you get up to the Hudson Valley. Yeah, there's still illegal immigrants. It's not like it's compact in the city. What do you think is happening? He's stacking the votes in one of the most corrupt states in the country. Look into a guy named Sheldon Silver. Okay? Look into that guy and how he got found guilty in a trial. Like, oh, we're just going to have another trial. And he gets found guilty in that, but a lot of the conviction is overturned. That's how corrupt we are. We're outwardly corrupt in New York State. It's insane. And now, because Trump has gotten rid of everybody in New York on the Trusted Traveler program, okay? Everybody in New York, you're out, okay? Because the federal government's like, well, if you're just going to give licenses to anybody that comes into your state now, and you're just going to release every single criminal that falls short of basically a violent assault or murder. I mean, you could attempt to rape somebody in a subway bathroom, and you're out to rape again. So, when we talk about tourism and the Trusted Traveler program, you know how I feel about that anyway. We have manufactured events to track, trace, database us anyway. But if you don't think that this sets the stage for another event or for some kind of tragedy to happen in New York State based in Islamic terror, and believe me, folks, Iran is far, 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 far from over. That in the minds of the neocons, the neoliberals, the Zionists, the globalists, it's not over until it's theirs. It's not over until full spectrum dominance is in the Middle East. So when you set up a city to fall, like we have time and time again in New York, right? And you set up parameters like this where anybody can get identification, and you're in a city of millions in a very, very small area, things can happen. Things have happened in the past. That's all I'm going to say. And if you don't think that something pops off this time, it's not going to have an Iranian flavor or an ISIS flavor. It's sure not going to have an Al-Qaeda flavor unless they're working in conjunction with the Iranian Revolutionary Guard or some other contrived nonsense. Okay? So I just want to be very clear about this. My state is falling apart from what some would consider smaller cases like CP to, again, extremely violent cases. We are retroactively letting prisoners out or people who are awaiting court dates that have been accused of some pretty harsh shit if you haven't seen it. We're talking about the murders of their baby mamas, things like that. Oh, no more bail. We'll just assume he's going to show up, even if all the evidence is against him and, he could jump state and go beyond, any regulation we have. Why are we bringing the feds in some of these cases? Because they are that crazy. That crazy. Again, crime has spiked so much in the last 40 days. Just the last 40 days in my state. It's scary. And there is nothing being done. Nothing. And I'll tell you right now, okay? If you watched any of the debate last night, I only got through like the first hour or so with Robbie Martin. We live streamed it on Rockfin. Even then, we were muting it a lot. One of the things I really do not like about Bernie Sanders is this idea that he would take this type of bail reform nationally. Now, I'm all against getting rid of privatized prisons, letting go of the non-violent drug offenders, especially the marijuana offenders, or other light drugs in their teens or early 20s and no other violent offenses. Yeah, let's commute those sentences. Let's get rid of privatized prisons for profit. Okay, let's do that. But let's look at every single case. Okay, maybe there shouldn't be bail for the person whose first offense is smoking marijuana, maybe even getting found with some cocaine. But with heroin? I mean, isn't that person going to be a detriment to themselves? I mean, I'm not saying that cocaine's good, but the chances of ODing on that or hurting somebody with that over, say, I don't know, cocaine, that's whatever. But we're letting out people who are running $7 million fentanyl labs. That's not right. Those people are costing real lives. So, guys, I've been talking about it a lot, but my GoFundMe, if we hit the $5,000 this month, I'm going to do some kind of a travel where we live stream from the road and we check out other places because I might have to get out of New York. As you know, I am following the election, and I've said if we can hit $2,000 before Monday morning, I will go to New Hampshire on Tuesday, into some of the polling stations where people are voting, live stream from there all day, see what else I can finagle. So if you want to see that live coverage, again, I really can't afford to do it otherwise. I'm going to have to rent a car. I might have to be there for 2 days. Obviously, gas, a hotel, etc. You're looking at like $600-700 minimum, and God forbid anything happened. That's all I can say is God forbid anything happens and I get arrested, or I've got to post bail, or I get in an accident. You never know. You got to have some kind of money on the side to also do that. So if we hit 2K, I'll go. If not, I guess I'm going to have to cover it from here. But again, if we hit $5,000 at the end of the month, I've got to check out other states. We do it 3 to 7 times live a day here on the average. Thumbs this video up, subscribe and share. Join the Burmis Brigade. Remember, I am a documentary filmmaker. Loose Change, Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, and New World Order Defined, and Shade the Motion Picture are free, all right here in the playlist section in the documentary films. And I got this thing called a Rockfin. Rockfin.com/Jason Burmis, $9.99 a month. And we're doing the premium stuff that I can't get away with on YouTube, period. YouTube isn't going to let me stream the first hour of the debates. They're just not. And this platform is allowing for that to happen, where we can have commentary. It's all fair use. And Robbie Martin and I from Media Roots really get to break down this first hour in a way we can't do it on YouTube. So if you do want to support me, hit that Endorse Jason Burmis button. Pay the $9.99 a month. You get 20 extra videos a month from me, 5 extra a week, but then you also get everybody else's content on the platform. So I think it's a very cool platform, and you can sign up for free and just follow me, and I put free stuff up there as well, some throwback stuff from the InfoWars days as well, and you can follow me, and you can follow other people. This is a platform that I'm rooting for because it's a lot different from some of those other alt platforms you're hearing about. Guys, with that being said, thanks for joining me. I'll see you on the flip.